Good afternoon, traders. And I'm gonna MR Strategies on the 17th of November. I didn't get on early in the week to just give you a weekly analysis. I was out of town, but much like what I discussed last week, and basically when you get into a market quite like this where they keep running it hard to the upside, you want to start paying attention to the higher extremes and the weakness at those extremes. And the ES, for example, continues to show some signs of fatigue up here around 9,700. In fact, let me open this up a little bit. I don't know where this is from. Anyway, and you can just see right here, and I set up the trend lines so you get a picture of what's going on at these levels. So you can see this little wedge developing that we're in right now, but more importantly, how you can see 9,700, 4,700 is an issue, and you can also use as often. And I want to kind of explain, show you traders how futures still is a very profitable game to play, and I have utilized the Dow chart to help me with a lot of my decisions regarding ES, and you can see how well it plays out. I'm going to show you this, for example, real soon. But the point here is the Dow is continuing showing issues, and you can see right here, and this is going to be the big number. As always, it's the big round number, and that's right around 36,000. And you can see how we came down to it, and we can't get above it. And that's going to be a big area, all big time. In fact, this trend line right here is coming in right at 36,000, and this market is really pressing to the downside right now. So I don't know how much this thing is going to unravel, but it's really, really important as a futures trader, at least with the ES. I strongly suggest adding a Dow chart because you're going to get some really amazing plays. So I want to show you how today played out, and I missed the opening. I didn't get in until around 8:45, so I missed the big shakedown, and that's right. That's 8:30. That was a trade to take. Here was a signal at 6:30 or 7 when the stuff started to unravel. Here's your double top at 4,700, and here's your daily pivot. And if we can't hold a daily pivot, then as usual, the price is going to start falling apart a little bit. So I boxed in these locations because I really want you to see how you can really lean off other markets to give you an idea of which way or confirmation on what you want to do in the S&P 500. And let me get it up here. I don't know if I boxed in the 8:30 trade because I got on late. So you can see the meltdown. Wow, you can see this meltdown started right on the opening bell, right around here. That's 8:45. That was a heads up, 36,000 right there. That was what I showed you on the chart before, where it kind of bubbled around it and it basically gave way. And that was a heads up. And 8:30 in the morning, I missed this trade. That's a pivot reversal. This is a 5-star trade. Look at all the institutional selling. They're telling you right here, the double top, commercial sellers. One last run up, try to sucker some longs in. Another two more poundings of the commercials to the downside. And here was the trade to take. This was a short, and you can see the payout on this one made it all the way down to S1. And this is kind of where I got on. So I missed the short. I took this trade. You're still in a bull trend acceleration. You have to respect the S1s and the S2s until you can't. And it's all about paying attention to what price is doing at those locations. So this is about 9 o'clock. And you can see right here, and I'm going to show you how this works really well with the ES. So I took the long right in here at around 81 and a half, somewhere in that ballpark. And it's a red to blue coming off a that's a 20 handle break. And that's how the ES and Ps and the Dow operate. They'll give you a hard breakdown or a hard rally and a reversal. And then you take it from there. And this is basically your reversal, your first significant reversal. We're kind of testing these lows right now, I think, but that's not the point. So I took it right here, and I'm going to show you right here how the Dow can really help you out. That's also a red to blue, and look where it's finding it. Right another round even number, 35.9. All right, and the markets just love those round numbers, or at least pricing wise. So this thing is telling me the same thing that I'm seeing here. So this is helping me with my long position. And you can see right here the double bottom was another opportunity. And if you want to trade the Dow, you can trade the Dow as well. They both work the same around these pivots, and it's pretty much the same type of price movement. I just like the ES, it's a little tighter. And I took off I had two I run scales every time I get a long end or a short, and I generally like to let these play out a little bit. So I kept, even as they were running up, I moved my stop all the way up to a scratch, and you can see it never got to me. So I was able to catch this next leg, and that was pretty much what this is right there. And I'm going to show you a couple more. Another long that I took that I eventually got stopped out. I walked away because that big breakdown came at the pivot, and I should have respected this area right here. I was long in this. I got stopped out somewhere in here, which is fine. You know, I still was profitable. I took this long right here around 80 and a half, and I want to show you how. And you can see how the Dow is kind of in that same type of pattern. Then they broke that 35.9 area, and they made a new low. And here's another double bottom right here that's kind of telling me that maybe one more run up is in play. And you see that blue box right there. Actually, it was right in here. I didn't grab it right there, but this was the area right in there. Same location. And I took the long at ES, and I got the confirmation here. I didn't take it in here. This kind of lines up. This is 10:30, and this is right here around 10:30 as well. So you can see how the Dow is helping you as well. They're both playing out. You can trade either markets. Once again, I enjoyed ES, and I scaled out of those, and they ran out of steam up here around 97, which is a little shy of 4,700. So, you know, this market, they're telling you something, and this is what you want to pay attention to in terms of your trading, and maybe the market giving you signs that there is fatigue, and take advantage of the higher extremes and look for the confirmation of weakness at them. You know, at the same point, we're still trying to, and you can see right now, I missed this trade. I should have taken it. See how we're stuck in this little wedge? We just broke down and we got to 81. Interesting, right to 81 and a half. That was I took that morning low. And this is red to blue. This would have been a trade I probably should have taken. I probably would have, but let's take a look. And here's what I really like to do with the Dow. What is the potential in the Dow right now? And based on my understanding of this particular platform, is how far is price above this ribbon? And you can see here in the ES, this thing is still pressing down, but it got a big commercial buying right here. So this thing could still come down to 84 and a quarter and still go higher, and the Dow can probably come down to about 35 and a half, 35.9 area, which is where all that support was earlier. I don't know. This is what I do when I trade. It's all about anticipating where I think price can go and where the potential to maybe get on board if I missed it. and or whether or not I can, carry a position for, a little further. And, that's what it's really about. It's about finding the great locations that are going to provide you multiple handles, and it takes away all the commissions of all these little scalps that a lot of trend traders take. But it's not a bad thing to trade that way. If you're successful trading the short scalps, then more power to you. As long as you're net positive, that's all that counts, less your commissions. So you can see the Dow has tons of momentum, and you can see the ES has tons of momentum. So I'm pretty much out of this one, but this is how I trade it and how I anticipate what could happen. Classic double top up here in 97, top of the wedge, absolute breakdown, failure at the MA. So what this market's going to do for the afternoon will probably have a lot to do with how well it handles that MA, which right now is coming in at 89.5. So I would watch that location. You can just see here. And what's going to happen here is this ribbon's going to start to turn up, and it's going to maybe help support price. Price could come back down to it and then rebuild for another leg up. Yet when you get this is usually the first sign that this level is significant to the bigs all the way across the board. And not only that, a lot of reversals will come off a hard 10 handle move, 97 to 81, a little shy. But that, like I said, they're in a wedge, and until they completely blow out one side, they're going to stay in a wedge. And you can see the Dow has got its legs a little bit. So this is how you trade the futures and how you trade it successfully. So hopefully, you potential future traders gain something out of this analysis and take advantage of it. Feel free to reach out. I'd be glad to get you started in this and to help you start to make money. It's really can make it consistently. You don't even have to put in a full day of trading. Pick your spots, be patient, wait for them, execute, and get out and move on. All right, this is a early analysis, and you know what? This is going to probably be the play for the rest of the week. If I can open this chart up, you're going to want to pay. It's all about what we do at 9,700 and whether or not we fall apart and take out 75. At that point, I think we could probably do a little rolling and then maybe make a shot back down to maybe 96, back down to the MA. I mean, you could see how, I talked about this rolling into, I think, last week, and you got the sell-off, and lo and behold, price went straight to the moving averages. This is one of your daily MAs right down here. It was around 46.30 or 40. In fact, it was right here. Look at that double bottom low, and look at how hard it ran back up. And they pretty much decided from here, got a little 96.50 is going to be a big area. So for now, you're in a wedge, and you got to trade it accordingly and see what happens. Like I said, any breach of 75 might make run us back down to 46.50. All right, guys, this is today's analysis. Have a great session, good week, and hope to hear from you soon.